Well, it's time to pull my finger out. It's time to get the gearbox out of this thing so I can fix it. Moo, hey.
I'm going this way.
You're gonna get stuck. Third time's a charm. All right, it's time to pull my fucking finger out. Time to pull my finger out and actually fix this hunk of junk and make it half decent and half reliable again, because I'm getting super itchy and I want to go wheeling. That's it. I've been very, very annoyed at this car because it's let me down, but it's let me down because I've let it down. You see full circle there? I've gotten my splined hubs fixed. I had a bloke in Canberra, capital thread repair. I paid him to extract all the snapped ARP studs out of both splined hub faces. The reason I paid him to do it, I tried to use easy out bits to pull them out myself and I snapped the easy out bits. Go figure. That's why I didn't have them on the Tasmania trip, which was one of my downfalls, because then it put me into 3 and then 2-wheel drive. I've ordered my pinion bearings to do the front diff so I can catch that before it decides to self-detonate, and then I'm upset with that too. I've sent my RCV back to be repaired. They're going to fix it, so hopefully we will eliminate that problem. The only other big problem I've got is my gearbox, so that's what I'm about to start ripping in to do. I'm going to pull the gearbox out of this. I'm going to have a crack at rebuilding it myself. As me and Berto both said, my gearbox is fucked already, so me trying to repair a gearbox is only going to make it more fucked, and I'd have to buy a new gearbox anyway. So I might as well have a crack at it and see how I go. Hopefully I go good. It'd be nice. Let's hope and pray. Pray for Alan. Put in the comments, pray for me. Thank you Lord Jesus Christ. When I pull the gearbox apart, if I notice anything that's bad or worn, I'm just going to order the new parts and try and rebuild it completely new. I do not want problems anymore. We have an update and it's exciting. Exciting for me, probably not exciting for you guys. I think my gearbox is good. I just drained the oil to check as well. The oil, it's dirty. I will get Gemma to put some pictures here. I took a picture of it, sent it to Berto just to check with him as well, but I think the gearbox is good. I was taking my tail shafts out, front and rear, to obviously take the transfer off, and I noticed what it was and it sounded identical. And as soon as I seen it, I went, you're bloody kidding me. The whole time I've been stressing about it, and this is what it is. So, transfer case is out, as you can see. This little seal right here. Pretty sure it's just a dust cover. So, in order to get this off, we've got to take this front part of the transfer out. So that's the front output. Hopefully we don't have to take the rear output off to get the front output off, but we'll try. And hopefully it just comes off. Then if it does, we'll get the press, and you got to press this shaft out in order to get this off, and bearings and everything else. So we'll get onto that and hope for the best. So like inside here, there was a circlip on this here. There's a circlip already on the bottom. I've just taken that one off. I'm going to say that that's like a press fitting onto that gear there. I kind of want to take that circlip off down there just to be certain before I go press it, because I would hate for it to break. I'm just going to apply a little bit of pressure to it just to see if it does anything, see if it wants to start pressing out or not. So it's just the circlip on that top shaft which holds the gear in. The other circlip I was looking at actually only holds stuff from going back into where this gear is. So let's take that out. That is the problemo. So that is meant to go to there and be tight, not loose. Now a while ago in my episodes, I done a bearing while I was on a trip in the transfer, and I brought a whole transfer case rebuild kit, and I've kept it here for this reason. I can use bits out of this to replace these. So I'm going to check the bearings, and then the seals. I got some seals here, needle rollers, whatever I can. I'll put new into this while I'm here. I might as well put it all new as it is. So I just took it over to the press, and I just pressed the dust cover back on, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap it to a nice tight, but that's not coming off now. Oh no, it is. It's coming off. That's annoying. I wonder if there's a way that you can get them to stay on there. I just put a little bit of silicone around the pinion flange and the dust cover. I kind of want to give this seal here the best chance it's got. I was just going to delete it, but I thought if I put some silicone around the two contact surfaces, it should hopefully just glue it on. All right, that's pressed on nice and tight. We'll go and put these gears back on. All right, we'll go press that on, come back, put the circlip on, spudgy that, put it all back together, put it in the car. Just in case you're wondering, that's how much Tassie mud is inside between my gearbox and my transfer case. Yuck. Another little problem I found searching for my death wobble scenarios. My front Panhard, adjustable Panhard, the bushes are all shot. I took it out just to check because it was easier just to take out. I did do like a bit of movement and I could see a little bit, but I thought I'll take it out and see if it actually did strip, and it actually stripped nearly the full little metal sleeve out of the middle, so that would be left to right movement. Went on to Roadrunner, genuine Panhard or front Panhard bushes. I'm pretty sure back and fronts are different. I think they're 40 bucks. So both of them with shipping cost me like $92 or something. So I'm gonna go press these out. I opened one. I checked the size to work out exactly how big it is, and it's 40 mil. I just found a socket that is 39 mil. So, or 39 and a half. So hopefully that shouldn't jam inside the sleeve. And if it does, you'll find out in a minute. So we'll go and press these out, press the new ones in, put the Panhard in, make sure the front's all adjusted correctly and the diff is central, which it should be, but it might be out. I'll check it because obviously I've played with lifts here and there and whatnot. It can move and that's how it moves. So go punch these in and we'll come back to you. Bada boom, bada bing. We did not get it stuck. Believe it or not, the socket didn't get stuck. It was perfect. So now we'll wait till we get it back on wheels to put this in and realign it. Next job I'm going to move on to is pulling the front diff center out, waiting for my bearings to come. Once my bearings get here, I can put that in, have everything ready to go back together, is the idea. Oh, god damn, who done this up? You wouldn't believe it, guys, but see, I'm using spanners rather than a rattle gun, because that is what stuffers up a lot of parts. Rattle guns, you stretch threads and that's when they break. So we're going old school, we're trying to do it right. All right, let's go get this big boy dip. Hell yeah, it's out. Hello. All right. Oh yeah! Jesus Christ! My God, that's heavy. All right, time to pull this bad boy apart, and it's my lucky day. Patrol apart. Look at that, my bearings. So I got small, big pinion bearing and a new pinion seal. That actually cost me 110, 120 bucks, something like that, with shipping. So that's not too bad as well. I'm interested to see condition of these bearings. Before I pull it apart, because I didn't build it that long ago, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just check my backlash to see if it had any movement or any wear, to see if when I'm setting it, it's staying where I set it. I pressed the pinion out. Because I got a new seal, I just got my seal puller, pulled the seal out. This is the current state of the bearing. It just fell apart. Decided it wanted to just fall into a million pieces. Like here's the rest of the little pieces there. So that's all the bits of the bearing just there as it just fell apart. So we got our new small pinion bearing, new Nissan genuine pinion seal. I thought I'm here, I'll put a new one in, and the big pinion bearing. So I got small and big. We're gonna go put this small in now. No movement, beautiful. Sounds good. The race that's in there has no marks at all on it, which is good. Brand spanking new. Look at that. Now, unlike cruiser diffs, they don't run like a crush spacer or anything. it looks like they have some shims to set the correct pinion depth. So whenever you're doing a diff, do not lose any of these. They need to be perfect, as that's how it was set. So we're just going to sit that there, and for what it's worth, I've got a new bearing, so I'm going to pull this off and I'm going to press that one on. Lovely. I'm going to take this over to the press that off, press the new one on, put it back in, put the center back in, rebuild the diff, put it back in the car. I checked my backlash, it was still pretty good, so the diff was set up right. New bearing pressed on, that's the old one. Has a bit of excessive wobble to it. This one has a bit of movement as well, but doesn't sound anywhere near as bad. That one sounds a little bit how you're going. Put our little washers back on our pinion. Same way they came off. And then we go shove it back in there and put the nut back on. Diff center's back in now. This swivel hub, because I have this RCV, I am going to fully clean this up now and redo this side. I'm going to put some new inner axle seals in it. I'm going to put the trail gear ones in. I've got my RCV, I've got my splined hubs and everything, so I can do this side. I have spoke to Matt, and Matt did say that he had received my RCV back on the short side. So that shouldn't be far off, so then I can put the whole front end back together. We're looking good. So I'll set you up now. You can have a little time lapse of me cleaning this abomination. It's disgusting.
No need to make it difficult for you and me. 4, 5, 6, listen up and read my lips. We made foundations, all we need now is some bricks. I know you're torn between the old, between the new, but you know what you need to do. Don't try to hide it, don't deny it, it's the truth. I'll be here, I will wait for you. No, there's no need to be. Let's make this happen.
Rubber ducky McDuck. Yeah, we're making pretty good progress on this front end. So what we're doing now with our splined hub face is we're going to go punch out the broken dowels that are in here, put the dowels back into these two. I did also get longer high tensile bolts. I'll give you a little explanation on them over there. Right, so this one right here, it's a factory axle stud to hold your hub on. What actually goes into the hub face, let me just find my veneers. I'll measure it for you. I really got to get in the habit of putting things back. The bit that goes actually inside the hub is a total of 11.5, let's call it 12 mil. That's what goes inside the hub on your car. Not your freewheeling hub or your drive flange or anything like that, goes in the hub face on your car. Now what I'm going to do, there is actually a lot of thread inside your hub faces. So I'm going to stick this in, so when you open up these, little piece comes out, and that tells you how long or deep the hole is. So if I stick that inside that hub face there, to the maximum depth it can go, we are at 32 millimeters. So if Toyota gives us 11.5 or 12 mil, call it 12, we've got an extra 20 mil we can get thread inside to that. In Tasmania, when I snapped heaps of these, I got some hubs, and I actually got some high tensile bolts in 2 different lengths. So they're a high tensile cap head bolt in 2 different lengths. I got, I believe it was 20 mil and 25. I'm pretty sure. I can check measure this actually and tell you exactly what it is while I'm here. Sorry, 30 and 25, because I wasn't sure how deep that thread was. And then what I did is I put the cone washer and the washer back onto it to retain it. Now these are an M8 1.25 high tensile cap head, 12.9, so the strongest that you can get in these. And I did not snap any more after that. So we're going to try the 40 mils first. Then if they don't work, we're going to go to the 35. I did buy extras, so if I do ever round ahead or something, I can just pull it out, put a good one in. I'm only going to do them up, like I said, by hand with a small little ratchet. Now that we've sorted that problem out, we're going to go punch out the little locating dowels on my hub face here. The reason we're punching them out, factory there, they actually do apparently play a massive part in helping wearing and shifting on everything. So we're gonna go punch them out, put some new ones in, put this on, then we've got our splined hubs back. I know the splined hubs do take a lot of load off these, but I'd rather have these in just in case. So I actually can't get those dowels out of the existing hub. So what I'm going to do is, I just looked, I'm going to put my splined hub or drive flange on, and then I'll get some Monday because it's Saturday, everything's closed, and I'll just punch them in from the front. I can actually punch them in because these holes on the front of this one are the same size the whole way. So once it's on, lined up, then I'll just punch the axle dowels in during the week, or Monday or Tuesday when I get them. Well, I wasn't going to bother showing putting the other side back together, but I will just show you something quickly. So this is my splined hub that's been sitting for a while and had drilled out and stuff. Obviously it's gotten some water in it. In this race, you can see where all the bearings have been sitting and rusting. So they're all lipped up. So definitely needed a new race on that one. And this is the rear bearing. It is rusty as. Now that we've popped that race out, we'll put the new race in, new bearing in, put it back together. And once driver's side is back together, I should be able to drive this car. So I'm making up the next modification for the 80. If all goes well, I may look at making these into a DIY kit for people, because I notice there's not many people on the market that actually make this. The person I do know of that makes it, or people, are rather expensive. What it is lower long arms for the rear of the 80 series. Now I have made up a little bracket here, as you can see. So this is just 6mm plate that I used just to make it up. The factory mount, I believe, is 4mm. Doing some research, I went with 6mm plate. If I do go down the path of a kit, you can either have it as the pieces and you weld it together yourself, or you can get it welded like this is my idea. You weld it to the chassis. Now this actually follows your chassis line. That's why it's got a kick in it. And that is also why the arm, where the arm mounts there, has a kick in it too. So they are directional, passenger and driver side. This one is the passenger side. I just made this up just by cardboard templates, really, cutting pieces, joining pieces, clamping it to the chassis. And then what I did to make it nice, I got some PVC and just made like a lower link with the PVC pipe to get a good length and a good position for this, a good degree for the lower arm. So what actually happens with your lower arm anti-squat, now it's a big deep hole that you've got to get into about all of this to learn all the numbers for it. But practically what it is, it's how your car or your suspension or your drive will act when you accelerate. You'll notice certain cars will squat in the rear. So what that's actually doing is, because your lower arm is on such a gnarly angle already up, all of the torque is generally getting pushed into the chassis, and that's why it's sort of pushing you up and squatting your suspension down to shoot off. Then you'll notice like drag cars and that generally just take straight off like on a nice plane, because their suspension and their four link is all well scientifically proven. I'm no scientist, but this is just what I'm going for. So I think my lower arms are going to work out to be about a 7 degree from the ground, which should help lower my anti-squat value, which in turn works better on and off road as well when you're trying to hit bumps or undercuts. You'll notice with a short arm and lots of anti-squat, your tire is actually trying to drive under the obstacle rather than over the obstacle. Unless you've done the deep dive into it, you probably won't make a lot of sense of what just happened, but in turn, short arm, no good, longer arm, better, theoretically. Don't hold me to it, but this is me doing some testing, and I wouldn't make these a kit for anyone unless the testing actually turns out good. And that's why I'm being the crash test dummy, because I want to try sort it out. So yes, lower link extended. Now I'll give you a shot of how much it actually extends from factory. So the link is actually like 340 mil longer then, or let's call it 350 because they're my plus 11 mil arms. And with my plus 11 mil arms, obviously 11 mil longer than factory. So if it's 11 mil longer than factory, I'm about 350 mil longer. So what I did, this right here is a piece of my old lower heavy duty arm, and I cut the ends off and worked out how thick the tube was. And what it worked out to be was, I believe it's 5.4 mil thick walling. So I hunted around and found some 5.4 mil thick walling. That was 32 nominal bore. I went with 40 nominal bore, and I'm actually going to weld like a back strap to it. So any upwards force on the arm sort of is prevented as much as possible by the back strap. Another little trick you could do, which Matt mentioned to me about doing, because I got all my tubes off Matt because he had it easy enough to get. He said go to an aluminium store, get the internal diameter, get a nice solid aluminium bar, and you can sleeve it inside the tube. One, he goes aluminium, strong and light, and two, it just makes it so much stronger from any upwards bend or anything like that. The other suggestion he said was use hollow bar. Hollow bar is same thing, about 5.5, 6 mil thick. It doesn't have a seam in it, so it's stronger again, which is the same thing as in turn as what roll cage tube is. In doing this project, I've learned all this stuff. I'm just pushing it onto you guys and just throwing it over here onto you guys so you guys understand. So yeah, I cut the bushes off my existing arms because I'm not using them anymore. Or the circular bushes, you can buy them new. I just cut them here because I had them here. So I've cut them off, I pressed the bushes out, and then just had the rings, and I've welded the ring to the arm. And I have some new bushes to go in, and some bushes are still alright, so they're just gonna get pressed in. And then I'm hoping, if I get this done today, that tomorrow I can test it out, which would be nice. And that might be a part of the next video, because I might make a little wheeling video of the car, hopefully driving things nice and easily, and pray to the Lord Jesus Christ everything goes fine. Another thing I did to help make my life a hell of a lot easier with all of these future projects, I brought a little laser level. I got my tube, I'll bring it real close. See the paint texture line down it? I actually shot the laser level down it, dead straight down the middle, put a couple marks, and then drew a nice line straight down the middle. So then that way, both bushes on each end are perfectly in the center. And then the other thing I'll use that line for, I'll go to the steel shop this morning and get some, I don't know, 5 mil or 6 mil, 10 mil, I don't know. When I'm there, I'll see how spicy I'm feeling, see what I'm feeling on grabbing. But that line will be where I'll weld my backbone to, so then it's nice and straight. I have a bit of steel here, just a random piece, just a bit of 6 mil plate left over. It's gonna be like that. So yeah, when I go to the steel shop, I don't know, 20 mil high, 30 mil high, whatever they got, 25 mil, 6 mil, 8 mil, 10 mil, and then that entire length I might just leave it like, I don't know, 25, 30 mil from each end and put like a nice little 45 on it. Yeah, well now that Gemma's awake, I can go for a quick run down to the shop to grab me some steel for the backing. And like I said, when I get down there, I'll have a little think about what thickness I want to do. The wall of this is 5.4 mil, bare minimum I'm going to do is 5 mil. So I'll get down there, have a look. Anyway, we'll go for a quick run to the shop. Well, we're back from our run down to the street, quite literally. Got me some steel. The backbone, give me a minute. That puffed me out, you know, just ran a quick 25 Ks to Fishwick and back. So I brought 25 mil by 8 mil thick. Now this way, which is the 25 mil way, will flex and bend. If you go that way, where it's 8 mil, it's not gonna flex and bend as much.
Happiness was about yourself as I do you, you'd realize that you deserve all that comes to you. So close, I can taste it. Things will never be the same again. Don't be scared, don't you wait.
Love you and leave you right there. And stick around for the next episode, because as you can see, we're out in the bush and we're going to be testing out the car again, doing a little bit of wheeling, making sure it's all working all right, and just getting back into the groove of things. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.